Hey everyone and welcome to PA League. This is the first ever game. We are in Division 2. We got Payne and River playing here, and this time we're on Amazon Safari. As you all saw, Payne won the first one, I would say convincingly. I managed to do it with lobs and tier 2 vehicles and everything. Now it's a new chance for River, who has to win this game. If Payne wins this one, then that's it. So Amazon Safari, players spawning on these two platforms, and then you have these two lakes that the players traditionally fight for. Then you have the long backside that connects them. So if you got naval or orcas in the back of their bases, then potentially it can screw the base up. And then you have metal spots at the extreme points here, and this line in the middle. So what we usually see is a lot of naval fight, amphibious fight in the ponds and in the naval, as well as docks and air. Let's take a look here at the players. So spawning up here in the north, we have Payne opening bots over to metal extractor, some energy into air factories. We see a heavy air opening, not too surprising. However, we do not see a combat fabby yet, so not sure what's going on with that. A meta is typically to get out a early combat fabber and start to reclaim the com. We do see it now though, but he does not have a huge ton of energy early game, so I'm surprised if you don't crash a bit in terms of energy. On the opposite side, we got River here doing the more typical opening the stitch, getting the nice early flow of metal, going over to air factory, going over to another bot and then another air. So Payne is going to have the air advantage. I'm curious to see if he's going to use that in terms of air fabbers, or it's going to just use bombers. We'll see. None of them queued up naval yet. I think that's a wise choice. Typically you don't see the players going naval before 4 or 5 minutes in. Then a typical plop down the first naval factory and start to get on this pawn, and later on these two. So no early raids out quite yet, not too surprising. Both players more so focusing on building up their own base in terms of metal, in terms of energy, and slowly and steadily they're going to start to push out. River out with the early bomber, likely going to try to look for some fabs to snipe. On the other hand is going for the fighters and scouts. Let's see what he's seeing here. So he sees the air bot, combat fabber, fabbers, no naval yet, so this is a very good scout early game. Now he knows exactly what's up and he can focus on taking this one down. On the other hand, River also got a really good idea here, had a earlier scout, is now out with a bomber. Let's see how that goes. The entire area is open. I think that's going to be sufficient, but he drops one bomb, but he manages to get it. Wow. It's costly for both sides, and Payne does have another fabber just laying around, but I don't know, maybe it was worth it, not too sure. Payne moving over to the naval, first person to do so. River not doing that quite yet, but I think we will shortly see these two fabbers or something like that moving in here to grab the naval. Already queued up a long line of energy. I like this, thinking ahead in the game. This is a long-term investment, you know, he's not going to lag behind in terms of energy. But already pushing down there and building its air factory down here, a bit more vulnerable. Not really sure, but makes out maybe he didn't plan out his base quite that good. In terms of metal though, both players wasting a bit. We see Payne now crashing on energy like I expected. He's going to try to clean it up though, got some energy queued up, but not to optimally start, I would say. Wasting metal and crashing energy, but it is what it is. River not taking advantage either, sort of wasting himself. So similar sort of opening. Finally a raiding party out for Payne. Let's take a look at that. Let's keep this just in the pip there to see what it does. Likewise on the other side, River taking down a fabber. See the raiding party is likely going to run into the commander and does not take anything down. With some luck and some targeting, maybe he could have taken down the combat fabber, but it is what it is, yeah. This little raiding party just sitting outside her could have pushed in and seen these two fabbers, but he can't see everything like me, so not surprised he didn't do that. Fair enough to sit around here and hope that Pain sends another Faber or two right into it, but it does get picked off by this Bumblebee one getting away, but it's not too significant. 2 Fabers out for Pain, going for the third. Going to start to grab this metal. Bit late on the queue up, but it's good enough. With 3 Fabers, I would not be too surprised to see him going tier 2 naval quite quick. Trying to aim for those Kaijus or Leviathan. Very situational. But likely in this situation, I would not be surprised if we did see some Kaijus pushing up through the main line. Here, River with another raiding party. Meanwhile, Pain is putting his air to good use. We finally see the benefit of going 2 early air factories compared to River's 1. River's catching up now later in terms of air factories, but the advantage you get from air factories building over time, as well as going a third one too. Let's just keep an eye on this ear from Pain here. Meanwhile, River does build a lot of factories. I'm curious to see the difference. 10 factories to 7. That's a massive lead for River, and he's indeed trying to go naval here. Is Pain going to see this and stop it? Because that's very crucial. A huge victory for River if he manages to get this naval factory up, as well as his tier 2 bot that he's building now. As tier 2 bot versus tier 2 naval. That's a interesting combination. I do think if we see the Kaijus though, that is superior. However, we can have some nice locusts, maybe some slammers out of this tier 2 bot factories can be put to good use. But at the moment, I have to say I do fancy River's situation. Even though Pain is catching up in eco, where is he getting his eco from? Frankly surprised. Is that reclaim? Yeah, it's reclaim. It's tree reclaim. So let me guess, River is not reclaiming his trees? That's not good. But he does manage to get this naval factory up and taking out some bombers and Pain's air, so that really did not go in Pain's favor. And now he got this anti-air stuff up, but he is getting up a naval factory himself. Let's keep this in the pip to see if that successfully goes up. Meanwhile, on the sides, River is the one expanding rapidly. I truly like that. He's being greedy, but by the time this is seen by Pain, they might as well pay for himself. A nice docks here though, might be taking out this Faber. Interesting to see. On the other side though, I don't think even Pain is scouted. No, he is not. The air Faber could also be put to good use here. However, it's not tier 2 factory naval soon up. The other side, the bot factory is up, and tier 2 eco is going to be on the way very soon. There it is indeed. And with that, I think River is going to shoot ahead in terms of eco. He's already ahead and now starting his naval factory for himself. So Leviathan could be a really good counter to the Kaijus, or maybe getting up some Kaijus himself to put to good use in the mainland here. With Kaijus, it's very important who got the air control, air superiority, and it seems like that is Pain at the moment. And with his docks raids too, now when he has air control, he can just kill it with bombers, and all these docks is for no good use, just putting down a laser turret slightly. Here though, the naval factory is going up and is getting out a Barracuda, which does hard counter this Narvals. Narvals can't even shoot at the Barracuda, so he can just walk in here and take it all out. He has to re-queue this factory now, otherwise he's going to lose this entire lake, which I think is likely. He didn't even see... Oh, he did see it. I'm surprised he didn't re-queue that. Probably focus elsewhere on the map. Pain going second tier 2 as well. Meanwhile, finally gets out a advanced Faber in this naval. Ooh, very aggressive out with his com. I really like it, but then again, now Kaijus is on the way, and with that Kaiju, we all know this commander could be in danger. We'll have to follow that closely. In the meantime, ooh, Pain does shut down this naval expansion. That is big. That is very big. But maybe on expense of that, River is pushing up the middle with a lot of slammers, I have to say, and this commander is suddenly looking very vulnerable. Down to 38% due to the combat reclaim, but Kaiju is heading up, and if used properly, they should be able to deal with these slammers. Air circling over, if you likely had some bombers, which are now gone. Not optimal, losing a lot of fighters to this one spinner. Really not what you want to do, and now the spinners are doing damage to Pain space. Yeah, I just have to say it. Really like River's situation at the moment. He's got the pressure, he got the eco advantage, even though he's wasting it, and he almost is getting the kill in the comer. 20% now, but Cargus saves the day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tier 1 Fabus assisting out this Cargus. It's really what keeping him alive at the moment, but for how long, right? Does get up his tier 2 eco himself, but he's just lagging so massively behind in the meantime. River slowly getting his tier 2 factory too. And that would be his 3rd tier 2 factory. And he's raiding successfully. Oh, these camps are going all over the place. It's really weird. Now we might see some naval confrontations here. River pushing out with all the submarines on the backside. Let's keep them in track here. Not going to meet a lot of defense, but then again, this stuff can build out torpedo stuff pretty fast. Advanced torpedo launchers, even so, which can be crucial. In the meantime, we see this four Kaijus out raiding, and they're heading towards the commander. This might be very ugly for River if they just float right over here, and let's see if we can find the move commander. The move commander's in here, means they're going to run right at this commander. This might very well be GG if River doesn't react. It's insane. But he does have this pawn now, does have a naval factory. It's going to stay here for quite some time. But this is really what is dangerous here now at the moment for River. I think if you want to have a chance, he really needs to protect this. And we see the slammers going into water, and they can shoot torpedoes. Okay. Don't ask. Apparently they can, even though they hover. I don't know. Here, putting to good use. Going to try to take out this Kaijus, but it might be too late. I'm not sure this commander running over to another pond though. He could have just run into and hidden in the pond, but I guess he didn't have the balls to do that. This Kaijus is taken care of by the levelers, and the commander's going to get safely away. This is very important. Oh, on the other side, Pain's commander getting dangerous, getting his feet wet in this spawner. This is a exciting game, but with this Kaiju push not putting in the damage you really need. I feel like River is sitting on all the aces here, and now he's pushing yet again with the group here of troops. So he's gonna meet Kaijus. Docks is not really the right thing to be putting against Kaijus, as we do see here, but still so. And on the backside, oh, he peeled flak. I thought that was torpedoes, and because it's not, then these Barracudas are free to take down this tier 2 factory. I'm afraid this is gonna go down, and that would be massive victory. Oh, getting the torpedo launchers at shore there. Excellent choice against the Barracudas, which cannot shoot up from the water. If you ask me, this game is completely in the hands of who will get the most tier 2 eco the fastest to win this game. And you see here, no tier 2 metal from River. Surprisingly so, because he's had tier 2 Fabus for a really long time. He does have a tier 2 advanced power plant, but not metal. And he could really do with some more metal there. So I'm curious to see if he queues that up now. Finally he does it with the both Fabers. Doing it once, dragging him further down. But over time, this is going to be an excellent situation for him if he can just survive until that. And I don't see any immediate danger for him, except from this Kaijus, which he now can hard counter with his bombers. Let's track this in the camera. Pain lost his tier 2 factory. Okay. Now going weak, well, I think it's too late. We do see in terms of ground defense, he doesn't really have a huge ton. He only got what comes from the naval, which is Kaijus, which leaves him open in terms of naval raiding. Luckily for him, River does not have anything pushing her, but a group of 20 Barracudas or so could do some massive damage coming in here. So maybe scouting is what River really needs here. In the meantime, trying to push into this pawn too, but River got it nicely shut down. It's gonna stop this attempt and gonna be able to raid. And so one pawn for each. So if this strikes out, that's very important. If one player got both pawns, and that means a lot of map control. When they divide it, then it's maybe not so much. This is definitely good for Pain though. The more he can drag it out, the better it is for him. Because it's so far behind, I guess. Can't really do a lot now, but he really needs to get up and tear to eco. Doesn't seem like it is. On the other hand, River is, so I frankly think this game is running away from Pain here. I don't see a way back unless you get a cum snipe, which is very hard when River's cum is sitting in the wet water here, so I'm pretty confident the River will take this one. Unless it's being way too patient, way too passive. I'm gonna push out here with his kaijus trying to take down this pawn. We do see, look at this expansion, 6 metal and 6 metal being uncontested the entire game. Not even scouted properly by Pain. You can't really just let 20 metal sit there without trying to deal with it. But it is what it is, right? So in terms of eco now, River flexing his muscle, double ahead if you subtract the amount it's wasting, but now it's not even wasting. I think it's getting up stored somewhere or something like that. Nah, it's not. Maybe you could put that to good use, going second advanced naval factory. Gonna secure his naval and land presence even further, and double ahead in terms of mobile units. Factories almost double ahead. So this is pretty massively in terms of River's favor, but then again it's wasting his advantage away. What you really want to do with this advantage is to use it. You need more troops, you need more map control, you need more air. And if that goes down the drain, that's not going to happen. That's really everything that can give Pain the chance to get back into the game here is River wasting his lead. Which he sort of is doing at the moment. He's still using more than Pain. But Pain himself getting up tier 2 eco here and is sort of closing the gap. Now it's only double, which still it's 500 compared to 250-ish, which is a huge difference. And River starting to push the land. The River really have to figure out for himself, what does he want to do? Do you want to go kaijus and troops and push through the land and clean up this base, or do you want to mass out naval stuff and go through the backside and kill the base that way? You have to do either one. He's just sitting passively here. It's giving Pain a chance at getting back into the game. So I think he was in a big disadvantage. Pain pushing his commander out to this lake. Decent choice. River does not have a lot in terms of units here to take it out, but then again there is this slammers though. I don't know if he forgot about slammers or what it is, but if this slammers pushed in, which they don't, it seems like, oh, maybe they are, then this commander is dangerously low in terms of health, sitting on 36%, suddenly higher than it was earlier though. Excuse me, gonna drink some water. And Pain pushing here with levelers. Oh, he's calling GG. Is it the slammers, really? Doesn't seem like GG to me. He's able to defend that off. Maybe you just think it's over. Is he gonna suicide? I mean, it is sort of GG, but it's not. His commander is not in immediate danger. Could have just stayed in the pawn here, taking out this kaijus with his torpedo. I'm not sure, but he'd have called GG, so the rightful thing to do is to blow up, which is a part of the tournament rules, so. But that's it. We'll just have to sit there and wait on River cleaning up. Not having enough air to take out Pains here. It does not really matter. He's still wasting 200. This is the thing though. When you've wasted 200 for that long, you should really have time to deal with it. Get up a couple of metal storages. They can hold so much. You just should not keep wasting it. That's really bad. A lot of that could have been put into units and cleaned them up already. And this push is, I don't think it's going to do a huge stun because it doesn't even have tier 2 levelers or so. Still now he's pushing from every angle. Not a good use of the Barracudas, but still pushing here, pushing here. Faber pushing here. I would like to see a reclaim there. But just look here, he's just walking into the walls. Not going to get far with that. I would like to see him mix it up and pushing in the other side a bit instead of trying to force himself through here. I like this though. Pain aggressive with the Kaijus early game, trying to use them to push River back, but now he's getting his own medicine. Kaijus seems to be the thing that rips his base to pieces, coordinated with his attacker. Needs to take out these 2 levelers and there's nothing left there. Ooh, River needs to move in his air though to protect this. He's not going to. It's not like it matters, but still it's ugly. If he takes down these 2 tier 2 mexes, I think that's pretty much... Oh no, he got a lot of other tier 2 mexes. This is still game. Regardless, it's still game. Surprised, why would he call GG if it's still game, if it doesn't blow up? Sneaky naval factory here from Pain though, on the side there. Not gonna do a huge ton, unless he manages to get a ton of units, just like that. But it is something, yeah. But what's interesting here, if we look ahead, River winning this one will make it a 1-1. 1-1, that means last game, it's going to count for everything. Last game is Arctic. Arctic is a naval map with islands. A map where naval and amphibious units and air is going to be strong. This map is the same. Naval and air and amphibious units are very strong, as we've seen here. We now know that River is very good at that. He's proven himself now that this is a playstyle that he's comfortable with. Pain maybe not so much, not so comfortable. It seems like he's been struggling with this game. So I don't know, maybe River can pull it off. I wouldn't be too surprised, but then again, Pain were very convincingly winning the first one. Yeah, River is finally taking advantage of his massive eco, plopping down an insane amount of factories. 33 factories now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tier 2 factories, where 5 of them is naval. That's a lot of kaijus. And all he needs then is air to protect them, and what does he do? He plop down a line of air. This is the hard counter to kaijus though from land. It's catapult. Pretty much the best you can counter with. It doesn't really matter. The turtle is gonna break over time. Does not have the map control to keep this going. It's just a matter of time. So just pour your beer and enjoy. Let's keep the pip at the river space. See him expanding. Nice, catching up the entire view. Meanwhile, Pain space is quite small in comparison. But then again, this was a 24-minute game. Pretty long game. I do think River had a good advantage for a good part of that game. Still, Pain is putting up a fight, and maybe with the better use of Kaiju's early game and some more luck or scouting, he could have pulled that off better. But River's mostly delaying the matter, if you ask me, building Kaijus here instead of Leviathans, for instance, and not building enough units to push in here. Maybe using some Kaijus through the back here could be more efficient than sending them through the front. Yep, waiting for Pain to blow up. Oh, this is nasty. trying to get the air snipe after calling GG. That's pretty bad manners. Guess we'll have to remind him of the tournament rules after this game. The advanced torpedo does take out these barracudas very efficiently. Hard counter to advanced torpedoes, of course, being Leviathans or Kaijus which are hovering and cannot take the torpedoes of the advanced torpedo launchers. Just wave after wave with Kaijus attacking Pain's base here. Here comes the levelers too. Is this commander submerged in water? I'm not sure. The game is not. It's not too distinguishable in terms of whether it's under water or not. And there it blows up. GG. And with that, we goes on to the third game on who's gonna win this first ever PE League game in Division 2. Pain versus River.